My name is Scott Macklin. I'm a senior here at USC, majoring in aerospace engineering. Most recently, I've held a summer internship at SpaceX in propulsion production. Dragon is a very exciting vehicle. It represents a commercial spacecraft. It represents, the private sector's emergence into becoming a big-time player in spaceflight. For years, when you think of spaceflight, rightfully so, you think of NASA.
Sure.
They've been the big player. And what Dragon is showing now is that a private company is capable of sending a spacecraft into Earth orbit and returning it safely to Earth, like they did in December. So Dragon is currently being developed at SpaceX. Again, they did a successful launch of Dragon on top of their own Falcon rocket into Earth orbit in December and returned it safely to Earth. They're gearing up for a launch that will be coming up soon, in which the Dragon will actually be docking to the International Space Station. And when they do that, that will be the first time a private commercial craft has ever docked with the space station. So it's very, very exciting. Well, to be completely honest, when the idea of space tourism started 10 years ago, to be completely honest, I was a little resilient toward it at the time. You could even say I held a grudge toward it. And it's because ever since I was a small kid growing up, I always wanted to be the NASA astronaut. Wanted to be the first man to land on Mars. That's what I always pictured. And then the idea that, this could be turned into a tourism where people could buy their ticket onto space, it almost felt like it was cheapening the concept of spaceflight for me. What I actually had to realize is that, no, this isn't cheapening the concept of spaceflight. This is the direction that we need to be taking for humanity. If we are developing to the point where we can say we could send tourists into space the way that 50 years ago we sent tourists to Asia or Europe by plane, this is just a really exciting development in spaceflight. It's just exciting for us as humans to be able to say that we're progressing to the point where space tourism isn't a thing of science fiction anymore. It's something that could happen. Well, it's a really interesting thing because, you could say from the dawn of spaceflight with Sputnik, the two big players have been the US and Russia. Another, gigantic player, emerging is obviously China. They're doing some incredible things with their spaceflight program, and they have actually stated that they want to send humans to the moon very soon. And they are working toward their developments in both unmanned and manned spaceflight in just an alarming rate. It's incredible how quickly they're progressing in it. Well, they're going to give us a run for our money. I think it's completely 100% possible, feasible, doable to get to Mars in my lifetime. There's absolutely no reason why we couldn't be there. And this is what's exciting about the emergence of these private companies, is that when there was only one national government agency, well, they have their beliefs of what we should be working on at what time, and all these private players can have their own personal goals that they want to go toward. And I know that there's been a lot of interest in the private sector of sending humans to Mars. And I think that one, is completely doable, but two, even if they don't get there right away, they, as a private company, are developing technologies that we need to advance that goal. And I think that they have already started to prove, but will continue to prove, that it is possible to send humans into space on a private budget, on a budget where every nickel and dime that you spend matters. You better do this in an efficient way. And I think it's bringing out incredible results, and I think that with the collaboration between these private entrepreneurial ventures that are fighting to survive, when they work in collaboration with NASA, I think we can really do amazing things together.